Alright guys, welcome back. Okay, so if you're in the group or if you saw the post on Zodiac, you know that I was trying to experiment with card consonance and Destrudo, because before that it was like level 1 or level 2 or lower dragons, but then I reread it and I was like, oh, it's actually 1,000 or less tag, and that's all it needs. So I was like, I just got a bunch of scenarios in my head. I was like, oh dude, okay, now this works, now this is possible, because although Grepher and our Megalonite are your access to a level eater, which is the whole sole purpose of why the deck is what it is, because it just adds that level of manipulation, that it's versatility. It allows versatility basically. And if for those of you that know and understand these type of decks, just synchro combo heavy decks, that I guess you can have like interaction through the main deck. But majority of the time, these type of decks, everything is done through the extra deck. Everything, it's like a bunch of little guys building like a monument, a big statue, and then that'll fight the battles for them. And that's essentially what this is. And the fact that Destrudo has synergy with Grepher, with Allure, and Cards Consonance, which adds consistency and filter, and in this game in Yu-Gi-Oh, that's huge. Like, perfect example, Pot of Desire. People will give up 10 cards from the top of their deck to get 2 more cards. So just getting as fast as getting to your stuff as fast as you possibly can is huge and insanely, like, you have an edge if you have those type of cards within your deck, and especially if you have multiple synergy with the rest of your deck, it just makes it even better. So in that case, using Malicious, Destrudo, and what's it called, the Dark Raiden, the Kaiju, it makes it to where you can always be able to special summon Grepher, and you always gonna have a Dark for a Lure or for a Grepher. So like, for Grepher to work, like, in order for you to have a significant setup, it's just Grepher and either of the 3, Destrudo, Level Eater, Malicious. All those are at 3. That's insane. And then you have what's it called, Armageddon as well. So that's pretty insane. So having those 5 cards is you're pretty much set. Like, you can just start going. Of course, disruptions are there, but the simple fact that it gives you a certain, like, you're certain if you draw those cards, it will give you a certain outcome. Whereas majority of the decks don't really have that. They can do this, they can do that, but there's not like, oh, if you have these cards, they're guaranteed to have this. Does that make sense? Especially an overwhelming board that you can just have as a guard. It's pretty insane. Of course, it's a bit like play on the edge though, because you play half your life points, so it gets really close. Especially because you play, like, if you see here, I have the freaking soul charge and half instant fusion, so it's like you're gonna cut it really close. But the good thing about that is the fact that I picked Blazer, meaning I can end the battle phase so you can live another turn. But the simple fact that if they somehow bait your both negates and you're bounced, then you better hope to, guys, see how low I am. Like, if they just like summon with an honest, like Trickstars, if you summon an attack with honest, you lose. So that's like living on the edge right there. It's like very close. So it's like you have to be really careful with that, which is, I don't know, like, that's one thing I was like, oh, should I play one day a peach or something, or like have some sort of, like, I don't know, just I don't know, I was a bit on edge. I'm not too sure. But if you see the extra deck, okay, so there's 3 proxy. At first I was playing 2 in a Black Rose. I was playing Black Rose as like a disruption, because you could just, with Destrudo, just, it's an easy level 7. Like, if you just summon Elevator special, Destrudo blow up, and then there. But then I was like, I don't know, it came up so much that I needed the 3rd proxy. Except it sucks when they cherries you though. If they're aware of what you're playing and they're aware of extra deck, if they cherries your freaking proxy, you're just pretty much, it's gonna be a struggle. Because that happened to me and I was like, oh shit, that's freaking crazy. So I was like, maybe I should just tech one Pot of Inquisitiveness, because maybe you know, because either way, you can return your Jet, return your Maliciouses, return your Destrudos if you banish them, or your Level Eaters. And just for that awkward and obscure scenario that it might happen, and it could happen. Okay, so pretty much what I noticed in the sequence of this setup, you normally have to go decode, proxy, and then you make your librarians, because you're gonna need that zone. Otherwise, there's times where I was like, oh, like when I was first starting to like establish the boards, I was like, oh crap, I went firewall before I went librarian. I was like, oh crap, so I can't do that. I can't do the end with this board. So you have to make sure you go like a circle. So you go, so you end up going like, you go decode, proxy, librarian, and then after you establish librarian, you can go into a firewall, and then from then on you just do your core charge play, and then eventually hopefully draw into your setup. And then so you're pretty much going into like you go from link zone to this zone to that zone, and then you make your, what's it called, your, so okay, what's the order again? So you go firewall, proxy, or either or. You might do librarian or proxy, either or, doesn't matter, depends on your situation. But most of the time it's just decode. You see right now, you see what I mean? Okay, so this is how you do it. Because like at first I wasn't too sure how to do it, but these type of combos you have to know, otherwise they're gonna be really like, if you pick up the deck and you take it to a tournament, you gotta take so long. So you gotta make sure you know all these sequences and know exactly what you're doing. Don't just, okay, this goes that okay, I can do that. So you have to have an idea, have a sense of like envision a conclusion. Otherwise you're gonna be lost and you're gonna be doing moves that you're not supposed to be doing, and then you're gonna find the deck really underwhelming. But there's times where you can get the Blazar and you can just end up with this, which is still pretty damn good. Like that's pretty insane, dude. Like that's really good. But okay, so normally you would want to go like you saw, like you go decode, proxy, then do Blazar, then do Trigate, and then on the last set you do the proxy. And let me put that, cause okay, so here it is. Okay, so it's a lot of high level monsters, pretty much to accommodate grepher, because having multiple link material is just essential for these type of decks, because your deck works off the extra deck. That's what your deck is meant to do. You don't have no disruptions in your main besides just kaijus, I guess. But for these type of aggressive decks, everything is based off your extra deck. That's how you win, pretty much. That's your arsenal. The fact that you have versatility within your main deck to be able to get anything at any game situation, pretty much. Like, yeah, pretty much is insane. Like I said it before, like you either have main deck strikes, main deck ogres, main deck ash. You have to hard draw those. There's no way to access them unless you draw them or you have some sort of draw engine. So this is why I'm so intrigued by these type of decks. It allows you to have versatility and room to wiggle and move. But yeah, so you have 3 Destrudo, and this is pretty much the duo that I was talking about. How I just like how this functions together. It's just draw 2. It's like a D draw. I mean, of course, it's not the same because you wouldn't play 3 malicious and 3 D draw, because, like, I mean you can, but it defeats the purpose because you want to use the grave effect. Whereas this one, you don't, like, you can use both. You can do it first and then draw 2 and then use the grave effect. So that's pretty insane. I'm so tempted of playing Pot of Inquisitiveness, because just to recycle your maliciousness and then just do it again, and because it comes up, and especially to play around cherries, because I got cherried one of the games and they got rid of all my proxies. I was like, dude, that sucks. And like, I guess you could just return your banish level either if you lowered it away, return your this, or just, you know, just do obscure scenario plays that actually come up. I was playing math, but it just came out too much where it was a non-dark and it's a level 3. So if I didn't, like, there's times where you need to use these guys because they're level 4 and use them as to make the XL. And there's a lot of times where I couldn't do that unless I had access to Plague and then do level 5 play that way. And but then again, it's like it's just I don't know, it's so tempting to play, but just from what I was experiencing, it just wasn't good enough. So I ended up cutting it. Of course, you can just like cut this, and then cut this and play like interaction, like ogres, ash. You can most certainly do that. Like you can cut these three, put in three ogre, 3 ash, and a maxi. That's like perfect, man. You can do that, but just like it's just what you're comfortable with, and that's just what it comes down to. And if you have it as well, because ashes are freaking expensive. But yeah, like I don't know, so far I like this. And the extra deck, this is the smoothest it just runs so nice. So remember, you gotta go this way, and then that's how you do it. But I think this is you need this. I was going back and forth whether to play Trishula or not, but it just gets you out of those scenarios where you can't target cards, and it just helps. And of course you can try, like, because I tried this at first too, because you can use this, works with card consonants. But I don't know, it just seemed a little bit too much to me. I know this. I've seen some videos on YouTube where you use the one that specials from hand, the normal monster, and then I guess you can find a way to build it that way. But I don't know. I just feel like this was enough. I felt like it, because either way, like, it just recycles itself. So you'll be thinning out your deck with, like, as you're drawing, you're thinning out your deck, and then banishing maliciouses, and then alluring, and then just drawing, and then so the odds of you get higher the more you thin, because you're just eventually drawn to this, and then all you would want to just end with your firewall, your 2 proxies, Trigate, Blazer, and like twisters to disrupt for like field spells or scales. But that's pretty much all it is, man. That board is the new board as of right now, because we're still having I'm building this for now, because of course we can play the cryston fiber one, but we don't have that. It's no good to us right now because it's not out. So this is pretty damn good. I pretty much all I'm missing from here is just the firewall, the Trigate, and 2 proxies, and the card consonants, and the Destrudos. So I'm gonna try to get that as fast as I can. So maybe hopefully I can get it before Saturday, because I want to play it, dude. This is freaking awesome. And oh yeah, if you see these, I was considering playing these as well, like sending the Destrudo, reborning it, and then finding some like obscure plays that way. The same thing with it, just find more ways to get to the grave. But I don't know. I ended up just deciding on this. Remember, this is just my second draft. Go ahead and change it if you want. This is just what you can use as a guideline and as a blueprint, which is pretty much what we want. Someone figures out something, we build off that. You don't try to tear it down. Oh man, there's no point in getting jealous. Someone figures it out, branch off that. It's just insane. But that's pretty much gonna be it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, man, and thanks for watching.